Well, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this, another brand new day. Yay, a brand new day. Outside, well, we'll start with the Shelton, Washington Weather Plague Rat and Spider Report. Weather-wise, it's raining outside. Yay, rain. Boy, oh boy, necessary. It's been dry. Even when it's rained, by the time we hit the afternoon, it's been dry and crunchy again. So, rain is good. Definitely a thumbs up on that. So it's going to be gray today, at least until it stops raining. Very cool. Plague rat report. You know what plague rats are. You know, they're the people that refuse to take other people's health seriously. They don't wear masks. They wear them improperly. They're the Karens that go up and just throw a fit. Thank God we don't have any of those that I know of in town right now. But there are still always people that refuse to take other people's health seriously, and so you see them on TV, you see them in your hometown. If you're not in the United States, you know, thank goodness. You're probably taking it much more seriously than we are, but hey, life is life. And of course, on the spider report, something happened this morning that was cool, so I'm going to lead off with that before I forget. I was taking a bowl downstairs just a tiny bit ago. When I was putting it into the sink, there was a tiny little wolf spider inside of the sink. Now, they can get trapped down in there. It's hard to stick to stainless steel. So I felt bad, so I took the edge of the plate and I got it into the corner, scooped it up, put it onto the floor, and then it dashed underneath the dishwasher. So I felt good about that, saved the spider. Now, you always want to use something to pick these creatures up because they don't know your intent. They don't know that you're rescuing them. All the spider knew was that it was being backed into a corner by something big. You know, don't make it your fingers if it decides to attack because you're crowding it into a corner. So, yeah, I saved it, but you need to be careful and safe. They don't know your intent. They only know what's happening in the moment. But thumbs up for that, so that spider is good. Now, outside of my door here, there is currently a very fat spider who's found that to be a very good corner for trapping bugs. Because the bugs that get out in the hall, they fly up, they bounce into the ceilings, they make it into the corner, and guess who's waiting? So there's that fat spider out there. Over here, there's still the garden spider above the window. I hope she's getting food. She's still there, so must be doing well. The garden spider next to the window, next to the box fan, sorry about that one, is still doing well. And over in the corner, the larger garden spider is still doing well. Definitely a thumbs up. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get the energy together and possibly take my little camera and record her over there, since I don't have a cell phone with, you know, just whip it out and do that sort of thing. So, I mean, I have a cell phone. I have to be better at that. I don't have a SIM card for it. And I'm not sure. It's a Nokia. Potatotron got it for me. And it's sitting on my desk thing over there. So I just can't remember right off the top of my head if it has a camera. Oh, my nose is kind of running a bit here. My apologies. So I don't have a ton of stuff, but here, there is not a ton, but there is some stuff that I do want to talk about because I don't want to forget. Yesterday, I got amazed again while I was playing the game Ghost of Tsushima. It's the little things that get me because I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I cry easily. I get teary-eyed looking at pictures of puppies online. I hear sad stories, I start to tear up. I read and see happy stories, I start to tear up. I wear my heart on my sleeve. Everything I feel, I show. And it's easy to make me feel. So while playing Ghost of Tsushima, one of the stories that affected me a while back was there's this one guy who runs to get help because the Mongols are attacking his family, and when you go to rescue them, his family is gone. You know, his wife and child fell to the Mongol blades and bodies just tossed into the river. So that was horrible and sad, and I was tearing up from that one. Now this one, it also made me really, well, I'm going to talk about it and then say why it affected me. Because there's a little tale where you're hearing from these people that the Mongols give out a little iron medallion that you can use, and then they will not harm you. And so the brother of a merchant is trying to get that so that other people can use it and from safety from the Mongols. Well, what happens is, as they're trying to do that, the Mongols fight them off. A lot of Mongols die. They die. When you go to find out what's happening, you find that the merchant is now captured by the Mongols because, well, there was no such iron little pendant thing. That was what he had done. The merchant was just, he basically sold himself to the Mongols. He would help them if they protected his family. He didn't tell anybody that was happening. So now that his brother is dead, his arrangement with the Mongols is destroyed. He can't work for them anymore. He can't go back to his family. They know what he's done. And his brother is dead. And as he stands there, he says, I have nothing. I have lost everything. I cannot work for the Mongols. I cannot go to my family. My brother is dead. I have nothing. And then, that's it. Quest ends. They do not video game a solution for this person. There are no answers. You have to leave this broken, destroyed man and go on your way. And that's heavy duty. That's horrible. And so, yeah, I'm still a little emotional about that now, and I was very emotional about it at the time. Holy smokes. Now, one of the things that I did want to talk about as well, and I'm going to spend the rest of my time talking about this, with the fungal mass cosmic horror from Amaterasu, mother of the 12 cosmic horrors. Both in the humanizing stories and in the actual reality type stories, Jimore, which is the name of the fungal mass horror, is immobile. It's just a fungal mass. It can't move. It's fungus. It's not a slime mold, because slime molds can move and they have mobile parts of them. It is wedded to the body and the reality of the city, and it's growing into it. It also sends out mycelium fibers out into the rest of the multiverse because it's immobile. It's a fungus. All it can do is spread out using the mycelium, which is the body of the fungus. When you can see a fungus, like a mushroom or whatever, any growth, that's the fruiting body of the fungus. The fungus is the mycelium, the stuff that you can't see that's spreading out under the soil, in your drywall, in wood, in bread, in fruit. If you can see it, that's the fruiting body. That's like an apple. It's not the actual fungus itself. And so all of these mycelium fibers are going out into the multiverse. That's the only way that Jimore gets any information anywhere that's not just directly where it is. It's immobilized. And so it sends out the mycelium fibers. Now these things have incredible bandwidth. It's enough to transmit information all the way back upward to Jimore so that it can see the rest of the multiverse without actually being there. But while it's an incredible amount of bandwidth, everything, of course, is in respect to other things in its own different perspective. For the perspective of Jimore, the amount of information that comes in through these mycelium fibers is about the equivalent of you having an old black and white television with rabbit ear antennas, and the best you can get is a black and white fuzzy image with kind of a on the sound. And that's all Jimore gets. But it's trapped, so it needs information. Now, each cosmic horror does have its own tsugo, which are these they're like little helper maggot things that Mama Amaterasu, she's always laying eggs and they hatch. And for each individual type of horror, they are individualized for them. Jimore has slime molds. These slime molds go traveling out through the multiverses, guiding mycelium to things that are interesting for Jimore to see. Now, for story ideas, I've had a couple of them. One of them is I really don't know what to do with at all. Because it's kind of, given that there's an infinite variety on everything, where we are variant X performing of a person performing variant Y of an action and variant Z of a universe, there is bound to be in some universe, some place that someone has done something to make a sentient computer out of fungus type stuff. So I was thinking, well, what if there is a fungal infection on a place, a city, a town, where people that get infected, your body is used as nutrients, your brain is slowly replaced, and then when it's fully fungused, you don't have a physical body anymore. You've been downloaded to the fungal network. But this fungal network is like the machine being turned on, but no operating system. So when this town and area gets infected, it does what it's supposed to do. It powers on, infects, absorbs, brings them into the network. Now it's waiting for the rest of the operating system to power on and tell it what to do, but there is none. And so you've got a whole bunch of people that are living inside of this fungal network. It's been 50 years since this happened. They're wondering, what do we do? Some people are like, well, this thing was set to infect. Why don't we just finish the job? Let's just go on and start bringing everyone else into the network. So there's that idea. Not quite sure what to do with it or where to go. An actual story idea would be like the haunted house type story, except it's more of less of a haunted house and more of a haunted town. Because Jimore, for resource management and such like that, will also infect areas that the people, the places, the worlds, they just get absorbed, drained of nutrients, and just left as a dried husk of dead fungus afterward. If it's a world, the world is just gone. A planet of our size will just be something about the size of our moon, dried husk of fungal remains. The planet, the people gone. But this is just a city that this has happened to. And trying to see what happens with the people, because inside of a large abandoned building somewhere in town, it's filled with this large fungal mass, with all the mycelium going out all through town. And the doctor's worried because people are coming to him. They're sick. They've got like ringworm growing on their skin. He's discovered everybody in town has these fungal spores in their bloodstream, but not everybody has it manifesting and actually doing stuff. He's got them. His friend, the sheriff, the two of them are going to be the main protagonists. They have it. Everybody, but not everybody's having it manifest. And so trying to figure out and save the town. I don't think there's any saving the town, by the way. What do you do when you discover that the entirety of your town is infected with alien fungus, including the people? You don't win, is what I'm trying to say. And that's the thing, you don't win. It's an incomprehensible being, person, location, object, time, situation, incomprehensible, performing an action, or simply existing in a fashion that's unknowable with little or no regard for human safety or life. Thumbs up for that. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. I'm not going to... Let me say that in English now. I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm just thanking you for having left a comment. Good, bad, and different. You took the time. You expended the calories. Thank you very much. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker, and even though I can't American Sign Language, excuse me, on the fingers of this hand, with my fibromyalgia and depression and mourning and ADD, I'm sometimes like I can even remember what my own name is. Just let me call it my Chrome, where I've opened this all up. We have Caleb Barlow, thank you very much. Third Eye 47, greatly appreciated. Lovier, thumbs up and thank you. Sergio Balaguerra, nowhere close, but thank you. Colin Reisner, greatly appreciated. Russian Timing, thank you very, very much. Good Lord. This isn't Hosea. Well, then who is it? But thank you very much. And Brutish Wing 2.0. Pip Boy, thumbs up and thank you. Suspiria. I like the name because I like the movie. JHT 2005, thumbs up. Lemai Aid, ADE, thumbs up and thank you. French Maker, thumbs up and thank you. We have Joe Mama, thumbs up. David Riss Roberts, greatly appreciated. PXLARS, thumbs up and thank you. The Mammoth, greatly appreciated. Le Champion, thumbs up. We have World of Games, thumbs up and thank you. Miley Dominguez, thumbs up. There's XOXO, greatly appreciated. Did I thank Russian Timing already? If not, if I did, then I'm thanking you twice. If not, hello. SH5, thumbs up and thank you. We have CC, greatly appreciated. And last but not least, Sebastian Ferris with his comment of 6456. Another way, I believe, of just saying, I have nothing to say, but I'm letting you know that I was here. So thumbs up for that, and thank you very much, because you all get me out of my head and into the world dealing with real people, and that is appreciated. Definitely a thumbs up. If you could check out my various links down below, I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. And if you want to help me out without sending money to one of those two places, I have a PayPal link down below. And if you'd like to help me out without sending money, I have an Amazon wish list link as well with things like hamster bedding, which I am in desperate need of, hamster food, cat food. Any one of these things would be awesome. Now, please do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart, where I draw interest, so thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence, a definite thumbs up. And hopefully I put in the please subscribe to the channel thing at the front. Yay! No one's telling me, and I keep asking, does that look okay? Is it working? Is it intrusive? Let me know in the comments, please. Well, I have this video here. I have another video I need to edit and render. So tomorrow after therapy, I'm going to have to record a video for the rest of the time. Thumbs up on that. Well, I have this video here, another video. I just said that part. Well, how about, didn't I? I'm pretty sure I did. So, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend, and that is a very good thing. And of course, as I want to say after I finish up everything, please wear a mask, because it is a good thing to do. Please practice your social distancing, a very smart thing to do. Please practice self-care. These are hard times. You need to take care of yourself. And of course, Black Lives Matter. And justice for everyone, that the jack-booted, brown-shirted fascist thugs keep brutalizing and murdering in American streets.